guest today is the Executive Director of the Illinois Toll Highway Authority, which serves an incredible 1.3 million motorists daily and is 274 miles long. The governor was very direct when he appointed Chairman John Mottola and his predecessor, our speaker's predecessor, Jack Hartman, and our guest speaker today in saying, unquote, reform the Illinois tollway and restore public confidence in the system, unquote. Their combined efforts have the tollway well on its way. Prior to his being named executive director, our guest today served as chief of administration, overseeing labor relations, employee services, and administrative services. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the City Club of Chicago, the executive director of the Illinois Tollway, Brian McPartlin. Brian.
Okay, now that Jay has thanked just about everybody in the room, or acknowledged at least those, I want to say some acknowledgments myself and a couple of thank yous. First and foremost, he stands up here time and time again for the City Club and acknowledges all of us, and he always said, you know, if you make an announcement, you say their name, they'll keep on coming back. But Jay Doherty never seems to get acknowledged. No one seems to acknowledge him, and I just want to take the opportunity to acknowledge Jay Doherty for his leadership with the City Club. He has, as you can see, he has built this to sold-out crowds, so we're excited about that. There's no question. Paul Green is normally here, and he's not. And Paul Green has known me since I was 17 years old when we worked together in the Attorney General's office. He used to refer to me as a snot-nosed kid, so I'm just sorry that he wasn't there, because Paul always has wonderful stories to tell, and it would have been humbling to stand up here and have Paul actually introduce me. But so please, Jay, let Paul know that he was missed, the good professor. I appreciate that. First and foremost to John Mottola, our chairman of the board of directors for the Tollway. John, for your leadership and for your guidance, both for Jack and myself, you have been instrumental in providing that, and I can't thank you enough. To two of the directors that are here, you heard Jay mention Director David Indelcio. David, I don't know where you're at, but please stand up. David, where are you? There, David, Director Indelcio. Another one of our board of directors, the mayor of Deerfield, Steve Harris. Director Harris, where are you? Thank you very much. These two folks, their commitment to public service and providing the support to the staff is really monumental to what we're doing at the Tollway, so I thank them for being here. It's always important when you're an executive director of an agency to thank the chairman and the board of directors. That's called job security. So ultimately, that's what I wanted to do. Now I want to move on to certainly to a couple of members of my family that are here. Certainly my wife, Amy, is in the back. Amy, if you can just stand up. Thank you. I got my public service start some 24 years ago. Yes, I was a snot-nosed kid, as Paul Green used to say, but I learned public service from my father and my mother. My mother is here. She is a labor leader for the last 30 years with the Hotel Restaurant Employees Union, now called Unite Here. So if my mother, Jerry McPartlin, could you please stand up? She taught me what it was like to fight for working men and women, and I appreciate that very much. As you heard me say, she's been with the Hotel Restaurant Employees Union for 30 years, but it is fair to say that she has been in labor all her life since I am the youngest of 12 children. Again, I thank you. I thank you for that and for all that you've labored. And my other members of my family are here with their spouses, and I appreciate you being here as well. You know, I almost want to forego the entire speech because it's December 18th. We're enjoying 50-degree days. There's no snow. The roads are clear, and we have 178 plows ready to go with a lot of salt. So, you know, I don't think it gets better than that. I should just say thank you very much and happy holidays, I think would have been the right way to start this speech. But needless to say, we're ready, and thank Mother Nature for the wonderful weather that we're enjoying. If you haven't already certainly seen or heard, we've been busy this year at the Illinois Tollway. We've been rebuilding, widening, opening, and rehabbing the system. In 2006, we let 44 contracts for more than $756 million. We've issued $1 billion in bonds, and we've begun earning local as well as national awards for our efforts. Jeff Daly, our chief engineer, Jeff here? Jeff, could you please stand up? Jeff Daly, our chief engineer, was recently, thank you, was recently recognized as the ASCE Engineer of the Year. And certainly our Chief of Finance, Mike Kelsch. Mike, are you here? Mike, please stand up. And Mike Kelsch, I'd like to recognize, was recently awarded the Bond Buyer Midwest Bond Deal of the Year. Certainly they're both seated with the other senior management team from the Tollway. All the department heads are here, and I appreciate them all being there, and I appreciate their support every day. It should also be noted that the I-355 South Extension Project took the #1 spot on Roads and Bridges top road projects of the year in North America for 2006, and that's quite an accomplishment. So again, thank you to all of the engineering, everybody who's played a role in that project. But as I will share with you in a bit, it's not always easy. It's definitely not always pretty, and we're asking folks to continue to be patient with us for a little while longer. We know that drivers want a better tollway just as much as we want to give them one, and that's what drives us, the customers. They let us know that they're willing to endure a little short-term pain for long-term gain. Speaking of short-term pain, at the River Road and Devon plazas, how many of you happen to go through River Road and Devon plazas? Because I get a lot of your emails and phone calls. We are on track to deliver the entire main line of that plaza, of those plazas by Friday. So happy holidays there. Just note, though, that work in the cash lanes will continue through June of '07, so I just don't want to hear about that, but it will continue. We're keeping that in mind, certainly, as we continue to roll out Governor Blagojevich's comprehensive congestion relief program, Open Roads for a Faster Future. We're working to keep the projects not only on budget, but also on time. And most importantly, we're staying out of our customers' way as much as possible. This fall, we celebrated the completion of open road tolling lanes system-wide. This project will be completed on time and on budget, and it truly puts our customers first. And as this video will illustrate, we're proving that the results are definitely worth a little bit of patience. Jen, thanks.
In the 1950s, Illinois joined the national craze to connect businesses to employees and families to dreams through a network of roadways called the Illinois Tollway.
Take it easy, take the tollway.
Serving 66,000 daily drivers in 1959, the Illinois Tollway has grown to serve more than 1 million daily vehicles in the nation's second most congested region. But like roadways across the country, the Illinois Tollway has growing pains. In the 1970s, traffic flowed freely across the system, but as communities grew, so did congestion on the aging system, and it was only going to get worse.
You had really decades of decay of the roadway for this system and this agency.
So the challenge became simple: reduce delays, relieve congestion, and rebuild for future generations. In 2005, the Illinois Tollway met the challenge, launching a bold and aggressive $5.3 billion congestion relief program, Open Roads for a Faster Future. The plan will reconstruct most of the system, add new lanes and roadways, and convert 20 mainline plazas to open road tolling, also known as ORT. ORT converts traditional barrier-style plazas to a non-stop system, allowing drivers to travel at highway speeds while paying tolls electronically with iPass. But making such a conversion on an existing system brought a tremendous challenge.
As far as how you deliver the program and how you managed it, there really was no other model. People were telling us in the industry that it would take us 10 years to do this.
To get it done, the Illinois Tollway built an open road tolling team of engineers, contractors, and designers, and set out to rebuild 20 outdated barrier-style plazas in just 2 years. integrate cutting-edge technology, and put customers' needs first by working around peak travel times, maintaining the same number of lanes during construction that existed before construction, and employing a comprehensive customer communications program. To deliver ORT on time, the Illinois Tollway broke the mold for traditional construction and adopted an innovative design-build philosophy. Designers and contractors worked together to finalize plans and get work moving quickly. New policies were employed to allow quick decisions in the field. Lessons learned at one plaza were quickly incorporated in other construction. The result, faster congestion relief.
And that's really what Open Roads for the Faster Future is all about. And it is with the governor's leadership that we have made this program a reality and are bringing it to people across Northern Illinois.
It's also about giving people a chance to be able to spend less time stuck in traffic, more time at home with their families, more time at work being productive.
But I really enjoy the open road tolling because it makes things so efficient.
It's just more convenient. It's the wave of the future.
It's great. It's a big difference.
In the end, open road tolling is a resounding success, with 20 plazas converted in just 22 months, on time, on budget, and on the mark with customers of the Illinois Tollway.
But if you can put together a good team of people, if you can embrace good concepts, if you can go about building public confidence in your plan, you can accomplish your goals.
From yesterday,
the famous Illinois Tollway,
to today, the Illinois Tollway is providing open roads for a faster future.
Thank you. If I could just have the two tables of the senior management of the Tollway, if you could just stand up, please, a round of applause for all their hard work. If you all stand up, please, don't be shy. Jen's working the video, so she can't stand up here, but thank you, Jen, too. Now with ORT nearly complete and ready to be checked off our list, we're focusing on our other projects, applying what we've learned and continuing to put our customers first. Simply put, the open road revolution continues. Now, if you think that ORT is exciting, just wait until you see what we've been building in Will County. When we announced our plans to build the I-355 South Extension in less than 3 years, experts said, no way. They pointed to Pennsylvania's Monfayette Beltway, where a similar 17-mile road is being built and taking 3 years just to complete the first 8 miles. They also pointed to a volatile construction market where material costs have been on the rise. To set the record straight, I-355 will be delivered by the end of next year, as promised. In whatever weather conditions come our way, sun, snow, slush, sleet, or rain, we have nearly 3,900 full and part-time professional and construction staff working to ensure the project is on schedule and completed on time. We've carved out a swath of earth along the 12.5-mile corridor that will be replaced with concrete pavement next year. In fact, we've excavated 10.2 million cubic yards of earth. Okay, I know we're getting specifics now. So what does 10.2 million cubic yards of earth look like? That material would fill up both U.S. Cellular Field and Wrigley Field 7 times over. And next year, when we lay down the pavement, we'll use about 410,000 cubic yards of concrete, enough to pour 1,000 miles of sidewalk stretching from Chicago to Boston. Work has also begun on the 1.3-mile-long Des Plaines River Valley Bridge, 6 new interchanges, and connections to not only one, but 2 major interstates, I-80 and I-55. The bridge is definitely an impressive structure that will become the largest on our system. When complete, the 6,006-foot-long structure spanning the valley will rise to 90 feet at its highest point. 34 piers are being set in the valley, on average about 220 feet apart. Each of the massive 4-column piers will support 12 beams across each of the spans. And I can report that with the last of the major contracts let this fall, we are on budget for this $730 million construction project. And for any managers in the room, we intend to keep it that way. Using value engineering to tweak the project from a quarter-wide perspective, We've been able to stay within budget by identifying areas where savings could be realized, by changing designs and capitalizing on contractor strengths. Projects like open road tolling and the I-355 South Extension are as massive and as complex as you will find anywhere in the nation. And we've got a strong team internally guiding these projects. I truly believe we have the top team in state government. Yes, there have been some changes. Jack Hartman, Marilyn Johnson, and others have left for new challenges. But our core team remains strong, and recruiting top talent remains a priority. Please understand one thing. We aren't doing it alone. I can stand here today and tell you that the only reason we are succeeding is because we've built a team made up not only of engineers, designers, contractors, the various unions that the tollway works with, but also the public, government leaders, and business leaders. Some of those union officials are here today from the Service Employees International Union. If you could just stand up and be acknowledged, please. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Getting Governor Blagojevich's congestion relief program and all of its projects to work could not have been accomplished without buy-in from outside the tollway. We have received a lot of support, an overwhelming amount of support, including from many of you here today, and for that, I am truly grateful. We communicate regularly with other state and local transportation agencies to share construction schedules and learn what they are experiencing on projects they've put out to bid. In addition, we're talking with the designers, the engineers, the contractors themselves to ask about their bids they submitted and why. We want to gain a better understanding of risk factors that contribute to their prices and allow us to adjust accordingly. With so many moving and interdependent parts, it is absolutely essential that everyone carry their weight. Getting this program to work has required us to admit that we don't have all the answers, and we're learning as we go. It's all about striking the right balance, taking into consideration capacity, cost, schedule, and balance. All-day value engineering sessions are held at the onset of new projects. We conduct a rigorous analysis from a quarter-wide perspective to apply economies of scope and scale, and value and budget control as well. We are also incorporating performance-based specifications in many of our plans. By being less restrictive, we're benefiting from the expertise and cost-saving ideas that the contractors can bring to the table. We are continually refining our designs and bid process. We want to increase the opportunity to get better bids from contractors, attract new companies to our jobs, and help small and minority firms build their businesses. The tollway has also utilized a design-build approach, setting construction schedules that allow work on some contracts to start while designs for other contracts are being completed. Once construction begins, the construction managers are empowered to make decisions in the field and keep the projects moving. That said, it has been a little bit more than 2 years since the first shovels hit the dirt, beginning the work on the congestion relief program, and we're definitely seeing progress. As many of you know, last year, we completed the rebuild and widening of the 5-mile segment of I-88 known as the washboard, where 140,000 daily motorists once endured a bumpy ride, now enjoy a smooth, comfortable trip. The rebuild and widen project continues with advanced work for the next phase from Washington Street to Finley Road. This also includes reconstruction of the Naperville Road interchange, which is being coordinated with DuPage County. And I know Chairman Schillerstrom spoke not too long ago, and I thank him for his efforts in coordinating that with us and cooperating with us and going with the cost share of that project. And we're completing the first phase of the South Tri-State Tollway rebuild and widen. This is the busiest segment of our system. It is our bread and butter. It carries nearly half of the tollway's daily traffic, and it is part of a coordinated effort with IDOT and the Indiana Department of Transportation on the stretch of I-80 extending from 167th Street to I-65. It has been a complicated project, to say the least. However, we've kept our customers moving, and we have promised to do so when the work continues. Phase 2 from 163rd to 95th Street begins next year. But don't think you're off the hook if you travel to the Central or North Tri-State either. Rebuild and widen projects are underway on the stretch from Balmoral to Dempster, and soon from Dempster North to Grand Avenue. Through all of this work, we have focused on communicating with our customers and providing top-notch customer service, which we have made a priority. Our website provides the most up-to-date construction information on all of our active projects, and we send that information to the media on a daily basis. But sometimes that's not enough. So we've tapped a database of more than 800,000 iPass customer emails to communicate directly with customers through our e-newsletter, Open Roads Ahead, and when warranted, email news alerts. As everyone knows, with road construction comes orange barrels and signs. Thanks to our chairman, we've revamped the concept of roadway signage and installed easy-to-read signs in construction areas. We're trying to clearly communicate information most of us are wondering about as we're driving through the work zones. Most importantly, what I hear from everybody, like, when will this be done? These signs also thank drivers for their patience, and it also gives them a toll-free number that they can call and leave comments. So remember, Mom, please be kind. Please be kind, okay? And keep it clean. For those that are calling, keep it clean. Going beyond traditional roadway signs, we also use our overhead dynamic messaging signs throughout our 274-mile system. This ensures that drivers receive up-to-the-minute information on things such as travel times, lane closures, and road incidents impacting their travel routes. And we're expanding our customer service efforts through a variety of ways. We've set in motion a new plan to consolidate our various customer service centers into one unified operation. The new consolidated service center will allow customers to dial one phone number, 800-UC-IPASS, for help with IPASS, missed tolls, or violations. We're working on developing new customer service centers at each of the 7 Illinois tollway oases, so folks can stop in for assistance as they make their daily commutes. And if you happen to be one of the 20% or so of tollway drivers who don't have an IPASS, and I don't know why, and you accidentally miss a toll, you can now go online and pay within 7 days to avoid a violation. The feedback we have received from our customer service efforts and improvements and extensive efforts to involve communities, contractors, and customers alike has been overwhelmingly positive. It reinforces the concept that people will support far-reaching change as long as they are kept in the loop and made to feel like a partner rather than a powerless bystander. As I mentioned earlier, we're catching national attention for the scope of our projects, the speed with which they are being completed, and the care that we're giving to stay out of our customers' way. The Illinois Tollway is making history with the largest, fastest, and most innovative overhaul of any toll road in the nation. But most important to us locally, we've worked hard to let people know that there is a new way of doing business at the tollway and that we can be trusted with their toll dollars to invest them wisely. I think we've shown through the Open Road Tolling Project, the South Tri-State Rebuild and Widen Project, and the I-355 South Extension that we are committed to putting customers first while getting the job done on time and on budget. Did I mention that we'll be asking for your patience for a little while longer? Okay, I just want to make sure. I know it's a lot to ask, especially when people's time is so valuable, and they much rather spend it relaxing with friends or spending time with their families. We at the Tollway agree, but bear with us as we continue our projects, because the best is not only yet to come, it is on the way. So thank you very much. I know Paul, thank you. This is the time that Paul Green normally comes up and we take some questions. So there's a microphone here. If you have a question, please come up and I will try to answer them. If not, I will defer them to somebody who can. State your name.
Kathy Posner, City Club member. Kind of silly question, but I just wonder, when you pointed out that there was all that dirt taken away, the 7 stadiums full, where do you put the dirt when you take it away?
I know it's been spread through other projects on the system as well. I think Jeff would probably answer that. I think primarily it goes to the other projects that we need fill for other projects that we're doing along the system on the 4 major corridors.
We just don't have giant piles of dirt someplace.
But we didn't put it in Wrigley Field or Cellular Field, which I'm grateful for.
Okay, thanks.
I'm Joyce Saxon, a fellow governing board member of City Club with Kathy Posner. Privatization, is that still on the table? Is that still being considered for any portion of the system?
I don't know that it was ever on the table, but most importantly, we're focused, and my focus has been on the congestion relief program that the governor put forth. Certainly open road tolling, getting the I-355 South Extension built. That's what we're focused on at the tollway. There's a lot of speculation out there and a lot of rumors out there. I think what's important, at least for me, and Jack when he was there, is that an agency that once was the poster child for everything that was wrong in government, all of a sudden has now risen to be the most economically viable agency in state government to solve the state's issues. To me, I think that's just a compliment to the team that was built there to really transform the agency. So we just want to stay focused on delivering the projects that we set out to deliver and promise to the citizens and the users of our system. Anything further? Well, I have to do a shameless plug, Jay. So clearly it's the holiday season, and if you haven't purchased your iPass, it's a shameless plug. Let our iPass guide you through your holiday travels. So certainly it's our shameless plug for iPass. How many here have a iPass? How many have an iPass? Okay, so for the rest of you, 800 UC iPass. Yes. Shameless plug.
Now, Brian, I have an iPass and I don't even have a car. Okay, how's that?
You can use it on your sleigh too, Jay.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, we use it with our Hertz rental car. On behalf of the board of directors of the City Club, you have a one-year membership to the City Club. Thank you, Brian. And, oh, you also get a mug. You get a mug here too, and a book. There. Thank you. Happy holidays to everyone. Meeting adjourned.